So, with March being National Crafting Month, I decided that I was going to try to see if I can get some crafters on the show. And right there in my backyard, two of my sorority sisters are crafters. And I said, you know what? Let me see if they would be willing to come and talk to you guys. So, sure enough, they are here today. I have Aveen here with me. Hey, Aveen.
Hey.
And Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey.
And I just think it's really awesome that you guys are crafters because I feel like I've hidden the fact that I like crafting for quite some time. I don't know how you guys feel. Have you always been crafty? And either one of you guys can start.
Well, I'll start. I guess I've always been crafty. I sat down and I thought about it. I think ever since high school, so that was like over 30 years ago. So yes, I have always been crafty. And I can remember my dad buying me my first glue gun. And it was a Black and Decker glue gun. So, I really thought I was hot stuff because I had an industrial glue gun. So I would just start making things. So I guess I've always been crafty. So it's about 30 plus years.
Okay. How about you, Aveen?
I think I've always been crafty. In high school, I took home economics. And there's the basic home economics, and then there's the one where you have to make a jacket. So I actually took sewing. So I actually sew some, but not as much as I used to. So I feel that from there, I love kind of creating things. I can't sew as well, but I love to create. I like putting my own touch and spin on something. So it's since the pandemic, I'm able to look at things and say, oh, I can do that with my Cricut. Let me try that. So definitely brought the craftiness back more this year than last year than ever before.
Okay. So it's funny you should mention home economics because both my mom and sister were home economics teachers. So if that tells you anything about where my crafting came from. I remember my mom bought me, no, you know what? She did not buy me. I had to buy that sewing machine myself. She had two sewing machines, but would not let me sew on her sewing machines. I couldn't cut with her scissors. It was like, no, you got to go get your own. So it's like, okay, I got you. So I took my little babysitting money and went and got my sewing machine. And kind of like you, Aveen, I started doing a little bit here and there, but I do okay. It depends on what it is. But yeah, I think I've always been crafty too. But I didn't have people around me that were crafty. So it always seemed kind of weird. And so people would look at me and they just shake their head, be like, girl, you think you can make anything? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. I kind of sort of do. So what's your crafting item of choice?
For me, I tend to do new things, something that I haven't tried. I'll watch a video and I'm like, oh, that's neat. Let's try this. Or for my family, I did shirts for Christmas and I really wanted to do shirts. So that was one of the items that I said, I'm going to do regardless. And I did it at Thanksgiving and at Christmas. So that was fun for me because it was just something I've never done. And I said, why not now?
I agree.
Yeah. Well, my go-to item at first, I guess I started off with the Cricut machine doing t-shirts and mugs and cups and things like that, and started doing t-shirts for people. For some reason, it's just not a lot of fun when I'm not as creative and I have to create the items myself. It's like when someone asks me to do something and they give me a list of things or an item that they want me to do and show me a picture, it tends to be a little bit more difficult and not as much fun because I'm trying to duplicate something that they want me to do instead of being creative. But right now, my go-to is sublimation. I love doing sublimation because kind of quick and easy. You know, don't have to do all the weeding and cutting like you do with the vinyl. So that's something that I enjoy doing now. So yeah, and
Yeah,
then since the
so
pandemic, yeah, I've had a lot of time to craft and buy stuff, and I just have so much items and stuff. I just really need to stop because I just purchase everything and look at videos, and it's just I try everything, and it's just like trying too much stuff. So I need to start sticking to just like one thing. So yeah.
yeah, so we've already told Stephanie she's gonna have to give us a little crash course
Mhm.
on sublimation because that does look really nice, the things that we've seen of hers so far.
Mhm.
Personally, I don't have a particular thing. I like doing everything. I like painting. I want to do some jewelry stuff with resin. I cut
Mhm.
things with the Cricut. I'm one of those type people. If I see something somebody else has done and I think I can do it as well, if not better, then that's the thing that I'm going to be
Mhm.
doing next. And so those gem mugs where they put all the rhinestones and stuff on it, that's my next thing. I've been looking at that. I bought some mugs today.
Mhm.
I kind of snuck them in the house. I
Mhm.
because kind of like what Stephanie's saying, I've got a lot of stuff and I just need to go
Mhm.
ahead and start crafting and doing, actually turning it into something instead of kind of sitting on
Mhm.
it like, okay, I'm gonna get around to it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Have any of you guys monetized your stuff? Like, have you sold your things? I know, Stephanie, you said that people have asked you to do things.
Yes, I've sold quite a few items. I guess I'm not an official business, but it's so funny that you said that because last week, or earlier this week, maybe it was Monday, I applied for a business license because I don't know, I just decided to apply for a license, but I have been making money doing this. And I guess I just need to do it the legal way. So I guess I'm trying to turn it into a business. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay. Avian, what about you? You sell your
No,
stuff?
I have not. I've just been using it as a way of release and learning and just having fun with it. Just making some things for my kids, for friends, some sorors that just went over in our chapter. I mean, I was just creating, didn't put dollar to it yet, maybe eventually, but I've
Mhm.
just been enjoying learning right now.
Okay. Well, so now when I bought my Cricut Maker, I justified buying it by saying, this is the price. If I sold X number of items for this price, it's going to pay for this Cricut Maker. And then I'll feel better about myself if I could actually make the money back. But y'all, I'm sensitive about my crafts. And I don't know
Mhm.
if this is just an Yvette thing, if it's because my line name is Emotions and I'm just emotional like that. But I feel like if I, kind of like what Stephanie was saying, if she can create it herself, it's like I'm pouring into this thing. And when I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, look at that. I did that. And if people don't react the same way to it, then I'm not even gonna lie, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, you can't tell, you couldn't have done that. So, so that's just me. I don't know. Am I the only one that's sensitive? Is it just me?
Um, no, I'm sensitive as well. When I do things, I expect people to like it just as much as I do. But sometimes they don't really understand what I'm doing. Just like you said, everybody don't understand crafters. You know, we're in a different world. So
Yeah, I can agree with that.
yeah.
It's sensitive. You want people to like what you make.
I have 889 pictures of items that I crafted.
That is
Wow.
amazing. 800 something pictures of things that you've made. So now I know you helped my
Mhm.
mom with a quilt that she was doing. you cut out
Yeah.
some of the different items for a couple of the squares on her quilt,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
she was blown away by that. And I was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
mom." And she was like, "No, but let me tell you what." So we had it set up, and then she did these and brought it over, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's what crafters do. We make it happen."
I know. That's what we do with Gene. It was easy. You just print it out, but I guess they don't understand, but it was fun.
Yeah.
They don't. I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
People don't understand crafters if they're not crafty. Like my husband, for instance, we were talking just a couple days ago, and I saw something, and immediately crafter kicked in, and
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, we could do this, that, and the other thing." Da, da, da. And he's looking at me like, "How did that even come to you? Like, where did you like? You just had a vision?" And I was like, "Yeah, you didn't see it." Like, I look at stuff, and it's like, I bet this and this together would be so cool. And he's just like, "Yeah, I don't get you. I don't see it." And I'm like, "I wish I could get you to see it
Mhm.
because it's amazing to me." But yeah, he
Mhm.
didn't get it at all.
Mhm. It is. Yeah, my husband, he doesn't get it either. So he'll just ask me to make something. Like one day he was like, I need a t-shirt for work. I was like, okay. And that was it. He just think that I can magically, do things, but he doesn't really understand or get it.
The
Mhm.
very first thing I did with my Cricut Maker was something for my husband. He got one of
Oh,
these, it's a like the raffle barrel thing that you roll and then you
mhm,
pick the cards out. And he got it for the
mhm,
fraternity, and he wanted the letters on it. And he was like, "Oh, it'd be cool if I could personalize this." And I'm like, "Well, you can. We can put the Greek letters on there." And he's like, I don't get it. I don't understand." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. I got you." And so, we did that, and he took it in for the event, and everybody was like, "Where did you get that from?" And he's like, "Oh, my wife made this." And I was like, "Yeah, I did that.
mhm,
Yeah."
mhm,
Send them my way if they want their own little raffle bin thingy. If I
uh-huh.
got them, I can do that. So speaking of that, let's see some of the things that you guys have made. Who wants to share first? Or you know what? I'm gonna have a confession. I feel like I need to put on a little Usher real quick. This
Okay.
is true confession here. So this shirt that I have on, I'm intentionally sitting close so that like you can't see it, but I did this shirt. I don't know if y'all remember from our
Yeah.
reunion, our 25th reunion,
Mhm,
the trip to
Mhm.
Miami. This is the shirt, kinda. This is the knockoff version of the shirt
mhm,
because
Oh.
I was getting into actually doing stuff with my
mhm,
Cricut at that time. Word came out that we needed to get this shirt to go to
mhm,
Miami to take pictures in. And I'm looking at the price of the shirt, and I'm like, mm-mm, shirts don't cost that much.
mhm,
I can make that for cheaper. So I made my own shirt, and I feel really
uh-huh,
bad about it because
mhm,
I saw the shirt online. I did a screenshot, imported into
mhm,
Cricut, the design space, took
mhm,
out the background, did the two different colors so that I could get two different cuts. But where I messed up, y'all. So my red is glitter. Their red was metallic.
mhm.
Oh.
So I
Oh.
so I get down there, and I'm all proud of my shirt and everything. I'm like, yeah, nobody's gonna know. And I got downstairs, and as soon as I hit the bottom step, one of our line sisters was like, "How come your shirt looks different from mine?" And I was like, "What you mean?" And I was like, "Oh, girl, I don't know." And kept on going about my business because I was like, I'm too embarrassed to say that I was so caught up in crafting that I made my own shirt and did not even think to
Mhm.
find out, well, what type of lettering that was.
Yes.
So that's my
Wow.
confession. That's how bad crafting has gotten for me, where I will do just really random things that's not necessary. Yes.
And sometimes you spend more money doing your own because you know you can do it versus just picking up something that you see in the store. And I was like, no, I can do that, but I just, enjoy doing it. So,
Yep.
Exactly.
You definitely spend more because I have the Cricut
yeah.
and then I bought the heat press and now I'm looking
hmm
at the mug press. And then I'm
hmm
like, okay,
Yeah. And then
expenditures.
you're going to look at the sublimation printer.
That's right. And
Uh-huh.
ink.
Yes, that's going to be
Yes.
next.
All
Yeah.
right. So who has something they want to share? Let's see.
Yeah. Okay, this is a puzzle I made with sublimation.
Oh, Cicely
Okay.
Tyson.
Yeah, Cicely Tyson puzzle I made. And I
Mhm.
think I got this off one of the, I don't know, Delta pages or something. Whenever I see nice pictures, I just kind of download it and keep it for, a sublimation idea. So that's what I do. And I love doing these puzzles. I really do. It's so easy. You just, print the item or the picture you want on the sublimation printer, and then you press it on the puzzle, and that's it.
You said that only took about 10 or 15 minutes to do?
Wow.
Yeah,
hmm
I think I got
Yeah,
a new thing.
yeah. You're gonna have a new thing. hmm
So this was my first cup I made because I was
Oh.
trying layering with
hmm
the red and the black.
Uh-huh.
So
hmm
I made me a cup that I could drink out every day. And it didn't
hmm
take me that long, but trying to get this little thing here lined up was a process, but I enjoyed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one of my first mugs, and I'm so proud of it. I drink out of it every day because I made it. So it's nothing like
hmm
having something that you made and you drink out of it all the time.
I know that's right. So I'm gonna share something. So I did this. This is one of the first things that I crafted, and I did this before I got my Cricut.
Wow.
I cut this mess out by hand with scissors on
What?
foam.
Wow.
Wow,
But
that's good.
so this is a picture from my wedding. This was my husband and I dancing. And so I used the white foam to cut myself out, the black one to cut him out. And because our wedding colors were blue and silver, that's why I painted the background blue. And I haven't finished it yet, which is crazy. I said I was going to throw some silver, like, um, what do you call the sparkly stuff?
With the glitter on there.
Glitter. Yeah, I just went blank. Glitter. Okay.
It looks finished though. It looks real
Mhm.
nice.
Well, and it's been on the wall forever, and I keep saying I gotta finish that, I gotta finish it, but other stuff catches my
Mhm.
eye. So I don't know.
Oh,
So Stephanie, you got another thing to show us?
um, yeah, this is a mug that I did, of course, Delta. And I said I was going to keep this for myself. I hadn't used it yet, I'm just
Uh-huh.
saving it. It could be a gift for someone, but I might end up using it just like Avine. She has her thing, so I'll probably use this. And this is also sublimation. So,
That's nice.
yes. Mhm.
Okay, Avine, what you got to show us? We just gonna go around robin, keep going around.
This is an ornament. I made some Delta ornaments for my tree. I still have a few left that's still here at the house that I
Hmm.
made for gifts for people that I couldn't see in quarantine.
Mhm.
Is
But
that okay, there we go. That's the flat kind of
yeah,
ornament, and you did the gems around the side. I like that. That's really
mhm,
nice.
yeah.
That's
So,
nice.
and learning to do the transparency on the inside, that was fun. Using my Cricut to cut it out
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
and my printer to print it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So one of my sensitive things. So this girl right here, I made her for my daughter.
Oh,
I
Oh,
did
wow.
I did her eyes. I hand stitched her eyes and all of her face. But so when I made this for her, she was actually taller than my daughter. And
Wow.
so as she grew, then her and Dolly, my daughter never gives complicated names to her toys. So the doll was Dolly. But
Mhm.
her and Dolly were like best buds. You can see she's kind of discolored in the face. She's been drooled on and everything. But I had actually considered making one of these for a friend of mine, but I could not pull myself to do it because of the whole sensitivity thing I was talking about earlier. I was like, if I
Mhm.
go through the trouble to hand stitch a face on a doll for your daughter, and
Mhm.
y'all be looking at me crazy like, oh, she could have bought her a gift, but she went and made something. It wasn't going to end well. So I
Mhm.
had to kind of be like, no, no, only
Mhm.
special people get the handmade dolls. So, all right, Stephanie, you got something else?
Okay, I have this tumbler. This is a Pittsburgh Steelers tumbler that I made for one of my cousins, and I was supposed to give this to her since football season, but it has not made it out of my house yet. So I guess she'll get it by, next football season. So
That's nice. And that's sublimation too,
she's
right?
fascinated with the Steelers. So that's a tumbler. Oh, yes. So,
Awesome. Aveen, back to you.
so that,
I make a little jewelry every now and again.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is for
Mhm.
my daughter because she's 11. So I make um these little custom jewelry pellets for her. So I actually paint them and then set them in these stones. And I made her a few at the beginning of the school year. So
Is there something painted there or is it a color?
guess what? It's painted with polish. You paint it with polish and then you glue it on. It is
Oh,
something. I was watching it on YouTube and I was like, oh, wow, that's neat. I'm going to try that. And it's glass. This is glass. And you paint the back of it with polish and then you glue it.
and then you glue it together.
Yeah,
Well, you have
very
it
simple.
packaged. You have it
That's
packaged up like you
nice.
about to sell it.
Well, I packaged it because I gave some of my cousins for Christmas this as a nice little gift
Oh,
along with the other items.
mhm.
So I packaged it to make it look
Very
real
nice.
pretty.
Very
That's
nice.
nice. Hmm.
So I don't know if y'all are big on going to the Dollar Tree to get stuff to craft on, but so I got one of the little bags. I know y'all done seen these bags at the Dollar Tree. They're the little toiletries bags with the little thing.
Hmm.
I saw one of these being sold on, it was shown on Pinterest, but it had a link to it to an Etsy page. And they were wanting like $15 for this $1 bag. It
Hmm.
was this exact same bag. And I
Hmm.
was like, nah, I gotta go get my own. So of course, I went and
Hmm. Hmm.
had to do that real quick. Ladies, I thank you so much for coming to the Zoom, agreeing to be on the podcast with me to share some of your ideas, some of your creations, and your love for crafting, and the fact that this is crafting month. Stephanie, I am very excited over the fact that you are looking towards turning this into a business. So
Yes.
I'm assuming that you are going to charge us for the class that we're going to take. So I'm going to start saving my coin.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so.
Well,
And this
we,
was very nice. This was exciting because I don't get a chance to talk to people about crafting
yeah.
because, I don't know a whole lot of crafters, so I don't really get to talk to people about it. So this was fun.
Same here. Because it's different when you're on like Facebook or looking at videos on YouTube where you see other people posting stuff and they might answer your questions and they might not, type thing. But it definitely is awesome to be able to talk to people who you may not be doing the same thing, but just that whole creative thing that kind of runs
Mhm.
through us all. It's good to be able to
Mhm.
connect with people like that.
And
Yeah.
I have a person that I connect with at work. She crafts a lot. So both of us have crickets. So we have these conversations at work about things that we've seen and we
Mhm.
share links and videos. So it's fun to meet someone who likes doing what you do. Because
Mhm.
otherwise you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch YouTube for the next 3 hours and figure this out.
Mhm.
But the
Yeah.
pandemic did
Mhm.
that to me. Like I ended up watching a lot of videos and coming up with a lot of ideas. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, ladies, we're going to have to get together and do this again, okay?